Hi, I'm Kelly from Kelly J Jewellery. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this pendant. It's just a simple pendant this time, made on a bead drilled from top to bottom. It only uses 2 base wires. And you can use any shaped bead, it doesn't have to be an oval. You could even use a heart-shaped bead if you wanted to, or a square bead. Anything will work just fine with this design, and you can alter it a little. You could do different curls, or instead of pulling the 2 wires over, you could then pull all the wires over for a slightly different design. I've put a list in the description below of everything you'll need to make this pendant. There are also affiliate links to the tools if any of you are thinking of buying tools. Please buy through my links because I do get a small percentage from that. And you'll notice there's quite a few video advertisements now on my videos. That's because my channel has recently been monetized, and I actually get paid for the amount of adverts that you guys watch. So thanks for watching, and please persist with all the amounts of advertisements I've put throughout my videos. Thank you. To make this pendant you'll need 0.8mm wire, that's 20 gauge, and I've cut 2 lengths at 10 inches, that's 26 centimetres. You'll need 0.315mm weaving wire, that's 28 gauge, and you'll need about 300 centimetres. To make this pendant you'll need a bead. You can use any shape bead you like. I'm going to use an oval, and mine is 25mm by 20. I've pre-made this pendant with a heart-shaped bead, so you really can use any shape bead you like. Tools, you'll need your favourite pliers, wire cutters and round nose pliers. I use all Tronex tools, and I'll put links in the description below. I prefer the bent nose pliers. So if you're thinking about buying pliers, those are affiliate links I've put below, which means I will get some sort of percentage if you decide to buy through my links. We're going to start weaving 4 inches from the beginning of your wires. That's 10 centimetres. And today I'm going to be working in silver filled, but you can use anything you like. My silver filled comes on a little plastic sewing bobbin, but you can cut lengths as you go if you prefer, or you could use one of the other bobbins that I normally use, which is a Bobeeze bobbin by Beadsmith. So we're going to start with 3 wraps around the bottom wire. And then go straight over the top wire and come up between the 2 wires and over the top wire again, up between the 2 wires, over the bottom wire, up between the 2 wires and over the bottom wire again. And that's how we repeat. That's what we're going to keep repeating, because this pendant actually starts with a bail. So come back between the 2 wires, over the top, and again around the top wire, between the 2 wires, over the bottom, and again around the bottom wire. Keep compressing your weave together as you go. So now we're going to shape our wires, because this is our bail. And we're going to keep repeating that weave. So you go between the wires, over the top and around the top wire, between the wires, over the bottom and around that bottom wire. We just keep repeating that. weave. To do this weave, don't pull on your weaving wire too hard, because you will pull your wires together. You want your wires to stay where we've positioned them really, and keep pushing your weaves down so you're compressing them together as you go. You've done about this much, which is about 1 centimetre from where the wires part. We're going to shape the wires now to shape the top of the bail. To make sure your weave is all nicely compressed together, we're going to start to bend these wires in to make a nice shape for our bail. We need like a nice diamond shape. So you want about as much shape at the top as you have on the bottom. And then you need to bend the wires out at the top. And then we're going to continue to weave all the way up to here. But this next part is where it gets a little bit tricky. You've got to try not to let your wires pull together, because it'll crimple all your weave so far. And the weaves are going to keep trying to slide down here now, so you've got to hold it all in place as you go. So I'm going to hold this side down. So it's hard to show you now because I'm having to hold it all in place. But we're just continuing with the normal weave that we were just doing. Can get a bit fiddly, and the top is never as tidy as the bottom for me. But the top part is going to be the back, so it doesn't have to be as perfect as the bottom half. And it's quite fiddly to show you from behind the camera. So you've got to keep continuing this weave all the way up to here, and it'll be quite fiddly and it'll keep trying to slide up those wires there. So I've reached the top, and as I said, the top of mine is never as tidy as the bottom, but the top will be the back when we bend it over in a minute. So I'm going to keep going a little bit further. Now we're going to shape the bail now. We're going to bend this over to scoop and shape the bail for the top of the pendant. If you've got bail pliers, then that would be ideal. If not, then you need to find something about the right size, like a knitting needle. I've got a slim pen, so I'm going to use that. I'm positioning it right in the middle. I'm just going to bend the bail completely over to the back. You need to remember which is the front and which is the back, because our front is a lot tidier. The back, I'm going to pull the wires open so we can tell the back from the front. We want it to meet nicely in the middle. And I'm going to shape this, so I'm grabbing the back wires and I'm going to pull them out of it so it faces down, and I'll do that for the front a little. We'll carry on pulling those together So now we've got a veil shape. Your weaving wire attached to the back for now. We need to cut off that wire at the front there. One of these, the two front wires, one of these is going to go through the bead and one of them is going to go to the back. So take the one, I'm going to take the one on the right and we're going to bend that forward a little bit, and then the other one that goes to the back, I'm going to bend that back a little bit. So the wire we've bent to the front, you want to thread your bead onto it. And then all the other wires need to go down the back. So make sure your bail is nice and square. And the front wire that we've posted over the top of the bead to the back needs to go now between the two back wires. So now we've got 3 wires going down the back and our weaving wire is in place. We're going to weave across these 3 wires to hold them all nicely together. So the wire that's come through the bead, I'm going to bend that forward for now just to hold the bead there and get the wire out the way. So you need your wire to come underneath to start with. So we need the wire underneath the bottom wire. We're going to go around 2 wires, come up between those 2 wires, we're going to go over the top. So we've gone around all 3 wires. And our wire is now at the bottom. Coming up and over 2, between the 2, over the top. And that's how we repeat. Over 2, up between the 2, straight over the top. We don't want them to sit far apart. My wires are quite far apart. We want them closer together. So you want to keep repeating that weave until you reach the bottom of the stone. We always seem to choose to make a video on a hot day with Silverfield and it just doesn't slide when your hands are all hot. So I'll just show you this weave again. I've pulled my wires away from the stone a little bit, it just makes it a bit easier. So we're going over 2 wires and between the bottom 2 and then over the top to under the bottom position. And you should have this nice weave starting to show it, push it together, and it just continues the bail weave nicely down these wires. Very windy here today if you're hearing lots of noise. So that's what your weave should look like. I've not a clue what this weave is called, it just came to me, so there you go. So when your weave reaches the bottom of the bead, I've gone over just a little bit, turn to the front and make sure it's all nice and squared up and your bail isn't wonky. And you've compressed your weave together all the way so it's all nice and tidy, and we're ready for the next part. So we're going to take these wires, holding it all in place where we want it to be. We're going to bend them around to the front. You want one wire to go on one side of your original wire that's coming through the bead, and the other two to go on the other side. That seems to sit better with this one on this side. So you look like you've got two middle wires and two outer wires. Well, now we need to continue this weave over the 4 wires. So we go over the bottom 2 and between those 2, and we go over the next 2 and between those 2, over the top, and I've got quite a gap there, and then you come up between the bottom 2 and go around those middle 2 wires. Bring the wire under the bottom wire, then we do it again. You go around the bottom 2 and up between, over the next 2 and up between those 2, over the top wire and between the bottom 2, around those middle 2 and under the bottom wire. We just wrap around that bottom wire to secure the wire for now. These wires need to bend straight up the front of the weave. And they need to sit together at the bottom. So if you're having trouble with that weave, you can do anything you like. We just need to hold the wires together and then incorporate that 4th wire so it's all held together nicely at the bottom. So now we need to take this weaving wire up between the middle 2 wires, and we're going to coil around that 2nd wire. And we're going to continue to add coils up that wire in just a bit. So we need to take this outer wire and I'm going to scoop it around to come off at the edge of the bead about halfway down like that. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Scoop that wire around so that it leaves about halfway up the bead like that, and then holding it in place, bend that wire around to the back. And do it for the other side as well, holding it all in place, bend that wire around the bead to the back. And they need to be pretty much at the same angle. going to secure these wires to that bar down the back to that weave. So I'm going to cut it short and wrap it around the weave and then squeeze it in place with pliers. We're going to need a gap to get the wires through, so I'm just lifting the weave away from the bead a little, and I'm going to bend the wire with round nose pliers just to get it to go around. Always an easy idea, than it is to actually do it. And then squeeze it firmly into place. I'm constantly trying to make sure it's all square, because that bail can still move around a little bit at the minute. So next we need to continue to add coils onto this second wire, which is now our bottom wire. So keep coiling your weaving wire around that second wire. So I've wound about 1.5 centimetres of weaving wire around that wire. And we'll take both the wires in the one direction, and then holding it firmly there, scoop them over in the other direction. Easier said than done. Then in this position we need to go around both of the wires just to hold them together. And then separate them a little, and we'll continue to keep adding coils onto that single wire. This wire now is going to come down and finish in a curl down there, and this wire is going to come around and curl at the top. So we just need to keep adding coils a little further. I'm going to curl this wire around. So this one's going to curl this way and this one's going to curl this way. And when your coil reaches the top next to the bail, we're going to go around the bail and pull it nice and close to the bail a couple of times, and then back underneath the wire and continue to coil around that wire. And I'm going to do 2 coils, trying to keep it all tight together. So I've got to pull this wire over to get the coils to meet. But then I'm going to go around again, because we need this to be nice and secure to the bail. So go around the bail again, and underneath. I went around a couple of times, underneath, and then continue to add a few more coils. onto that same wire. So now I'm going to cut that weaving wire. And we're nearly finished, so we need to cut this wire. And we need to cut this one about there. And then take your round nose pliers. We're going to curl this one around this way and this one obviously the other way. Just grabbing the tip. And then this one. It is awkward doing this behind the camera. And there we have it. Quite a simple one for you today. A little bead pendant made with just 2 wires. Hope you find this tutorial useful and you managed to follow it okay. Please mention me when you're sharing your work online. And thanks for watching. See you in the next video.